All right, here's a tip. So get yourself one of these. I have reset it because it shut off a while ago, but this will tell you your angle. So you loosen this up, the angle of the dangle. It tells you. So that way you can set your handle angle exactly the way you want. Now let me show you why I use this one. Super cool. And here's what we've got, our project so far. Do a nice flip around. And now we're going to put the handles. Voila. Right? So we're going to be doing angles on something round. A lot of people hate to do this. I used to hate to do this. So what sometimes you'll see folks doing is they'll be laying this thing up here, trying to mark underneath of it with a marker or some crap like that. All right, been there, done that. It does work. Really, really hard to do. So what we're going to do is we're going to take advantage of some things here. This has a weld seam on it. All right. Now, whenever you have angles, say I lay a mark out here. Let's say I'm going to put these handles 3/4 of an inch up. Going to mark it. Make sure we got our deal lined up straight. Yeah, a little mark. A lot of times I'll scribe a line in here. So if you get your equipment, you see a little scribe mark across there. That's where I set the handles up. Usually super, super small. A lot of times I'll buff it out anyway. So, all right. So now I'm going to take this pipe, and if I hold the pipe upright with this weld seam along the top, I can measure from this point to this point, mark those two things on the top of the weld seam here. So I'll put and that's why I use a scribe, because I like to be like super precise whenever you're doing your angles. And I'll scribe it in. Let me see if I've got my scribe over here. Yeah, hey, right there she is. So I'll use this. It's got a carbide tip, and I will scribe the line. And whenever you set your angle up, whenever your saw blade comes down, as long as it comes down at that line, that's where you're going to be, that's where you're going to be cutting at. Your angles will be right. Another tip I'll show you. Be right back. Just if I'm marking the very center of the pipe, 16 inches, and I cut on those marks, my angles, it'll be right. Now, this is the tricky part of this. A lot of times you've got to flip your pipe. That sucks. It's no big deal, because this, if you line this up in the center, okay, and you flip it over here like this and you square it off on your table like that, now you can mark the dead center over here too. All right, should know where that's at. Should be easy. Whenever you're cutting this, use this square to make sure that you're going to match your angle over here. If this is squared off the table or squared off the saw, preferably, then your angles will match. There we go. Wow. Don't be laying stuff up on top of something, trying to crawl up underneath of it with a marker to try to mark your angles. Way easier.